Hello and welcome. In today's video we're going to be talking about how to learn online. I understand that it is like a very obvious how to learn online. But I'm going to be talking about how I personally learn online and all the tricks I use. A lot of people have been asking me. I'm not lying actually. Seriously, a lot of people have been asking me that how do I learn online? Like how do I learn copywriting online? How do I learn web design online? And in today's video I'm going to be answering all of those questions as fast as I can. But I like to talk, so So the major thing I've realized is that most people don't know where to look. They don't know where to find the information they need to grow in whatever field they are in. I'm going to be talking about all of that, and I'm also going to be talking about the tips I use, to get better, to grow continuously, and to learn anything, and they work, which is why I'm sharing them. Okay, so let's get into the video. The first step when you want to learn a new skill, maybe web design, alright, is research. A lot of people skip research because, I don't know, it's easy to skip. Like, you just go online and say, how to become a web designer. Say, okay, this is how you can learn WordPress. And then you just go on YouTube and say how to design a WordPress website. And then you just start from there and you just keep going. Before I learn any new skill, I like to type on maybe YouTube or Google mistakes to avoid when learning the mistakes to avoid, mistakes I made when I first started doing web design, mistakes I made when I first started doing web development. It sort of gives me like an insight into the field, so I can, from people who are already experts, I can see their mistake through their own eyes. I can experience it too, so I make sure that I don't experience that mistake later on. Another thing I try to do is what to expect. I type what to expect when learning this, because I believe there are a lot of people out there like ready to help you, ready to give you more information. So when you say, I want to learn programming, I want to learn this, if you type all of these things, a lot of them will come out. They will give you resources, they'll give you tips that work, because these tips are based on experiences. The reason why you need thorough research is because you don't want to jump into a field and start from where experts start from. You want to familiarize yourself with the basics. So you want to research, what are the basics of this thing? Where am I supposed to actually start? So you don't start from the wrong place and end up, pushing yourself so hard that you just give up. But if you understand where to start from, what you're supposed to be, what materials you're supposed to read, research is not only limited to YouTube or to Google. You can ask around, go on Twitter, search for professionals within that niche and ask questions. Seriously, these people will reply you. If you enter their DMs and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? And please be cautious, But they will reply. I mean, if you message 20 people, 2 people should reply. It's just sort of like trying to understand what you are getting into, so you don't have unrealistic expectations. So you don't go and start thinking that you can learn programming in 2 months, which was what I was thinking when I initially started all this coding. I thought it was even there that you have to learn for, I don't know how many hours they put, but I tried to compress it. Let me tell you, I failed. It did not work out. So setting unrealistic expectations will really hurt you in the long run. So that's why I would advise that you start with research. And let's move to the next thing. One thing I make sure that I do when learning online or doing anything online is having a strategy and having a plan, because it's very essential. Most people jump into learning without having a plan of what materials they need to go through, which is why we had to do the research in the first place. How long is going to take to go through this material? What is next after the material? How long it will actually take them with their current workload? That is, like, maybe if you're working in an office or you have some other commitments, how long it will take you to effectively perform in those commitments and also learn the skill you want to learn. You have to consider all of these little things. Everything on the internet is mostly about consistency. So if you don't have like a guideline that will help you stay consistent with your learning, you might falter. Yeah, you might falter. So it's very important that you have like a guide. Okay, if you are only going to be able to learn this thing for 2 hours every day, let the 2 hours be extremely consistent. Like every day 2 hours is better than crashing 7 hours, doing a crash course of 7 hours. It's going to take you longer to even develop in that field. You understand how long it takes you to understand or learn something and how much time you have available to learn it. You can create your own personal strategy, that will work for you. Okay, and it's, I don't know how else to say, but this is extremely important because it's going to help you in the long run. So personally, what I do is I write out like a list of materials I need to go to, whether they are on YouTube or whether they are on Pinterest, whatever. I just make a list of all the things I need to learn, and then I start ticking it as soon as I've learned them, because it helps me, because I can keep track of where I am at, what stage I'm at, what else I need to learn, and I understand when it's time to, stop just learning and charging forward, and doing the practicals and getting better. So strategy is extremely important. Let's get into the next thing. You need to define what channels work for you. Not everybody tries with videos, and sometimes learning with videos can be very data intensive. If you've not seen my last video, go and check. I talked about this. I talked about data and some of the tricks I use to combat it. But it can be extremely data intensive. So some people will prefer to just read, some people prefer to buy books. So you need to know what channel will work for you, and for you to know that also, you need to have done the research, and because people would have told you that, okay, this is the best way to learn this thing, this is the best way to learn this thing. So you need to probably test out each of these ways and find out which one works best with you. It might look like all this trivial nonsense, but it works because it saves you time and the pressure that you put on yourself, that I must learn proof. If the videos are not working, you might need to try some other methods. So just move around the different methods of learning that particular skill. Some of the tools I used to learn both coding and web design was FreeCodeCamp. It really helped me. I think you can only use it with your laptop, sure. FreeCodeCamp. I also used YouTube a lot. YouTube was my lifesaver. It's really helped my life. I also used Pinterest, and I've talked about Pinterest before. Most people don't know how to use Pinterest, but Pinterest, you can find like a lot of articles on that particular niche that you want to learn. Download Pinterest from App Store. It's an app, and although you can access it from your browser, but it's an app. So yeah, download Pinterest, choose your interest and pick out whatever niche that you'd like to learn about. Just type it in the search bar. From there, they will keep giving you recommendations. So you can create like a Pinterest board where you can add all of those recommendations, and when you are done reading one material, you can move on to the next material and to the next material after that. It works because eventually you start getting better at your craft and you become like a boss, as it should be. And let's move to the next one. Sharpen your focus. See, I don't know if there's any greater obstacle in the world of learning online than focus. Seriously, our focus limit, let me say, social media has ruined it. It's hard for most people to focus on one thing, one task for an hour without falling asleep, or without like jumping into Facebook or WhatsApp, or just moving around from one app to the other. You can't just focus on. So this thing can really affect you when you're trying to learn online. When you have to use your phone to learn, but your phone is your distraction, it can really affect you. So what I do is I switch off notifications on all of my apps. So Instagram cannot just enter from nowhere and be telling me that somebody just followed you. It's not my business. I'm trying to learn something here. Instagram can't tell me that. Facebook, nah. WhatsApp, I don't care who messages me. I just and also I try using focus mode. My phone comes with focus mode, so I just set my focus mode and I make sure that I'm working. I disable most of the apps that would distract me, and I just focus on the apps that I need for that particular task. So another way I try to improve my focus, because seriously, social media will damage your ability to focus. I try my best to meditate as much as I can. It really helps. Calms my nerves and helps me stay balanced. But it works, So try to meditate. I do a lot of stuff. Sometimes I take breaks from social media for like a month so that I can regain my sanity and my focus. Because focus is a commodity. Everybody is trying to buy your focus these days. Like TikTok. TikTok is evil, you guys. You can spend like 2 hours there without even realizing you've spent 2 hours. Stay away from TikTok. I'm on TikTok though. I'm on TikTok and I make cringy videos. See now, I've lost focus. Let's just continue. Most of us lie to ourselves more than we like to admit. We love to lie to ourselves, and we know we are lying. When you know you don't know something, it's better for you to go and learn more about it rather than convince yourself that you know it. Learn about it. Reach out to people. Don't lie to yourself that nobody will reply you, nobody cares or something. Reach out to people. If they can help, they'll let you know. If they can't, they'll also let you know. When you need to stop learning and start working, not like you stop learning completely, but when you need to focus more on working, you gotta do it. Don't just lie to yourself. Seriously, tell yourself the truth. And if you suck at it and you don't love what you are doing, don't do it. Don't learn it. Like, you need to love what you are trying to learn for you to be able to learn it effectively. Okay, if you don't love it, if you are not interested and you're just doing it because everybody is now a coder and you now want to become a coder, you are going to regret it. You will regret it. So it's just better for you to choose the niche that you like and focus on it and become better at it. Tell yourself the truth. One of my friends once told me, like, he said, keep it 100. Like, tell yourself the truth. Don't lie to yourself. Be real. Be real. Okay, if you are not an expert yet, I will not advise you call yourself an expert. Before you start to believe you're an expert and you refuse to actually become an expert. So yeah, stay true to yourself. And the last one is, living a balanced life. See, I get how bad this country is and how much most of us just want to like hustle, make money, that we start to neglect our own health and our capacity. Yeah, you want to improve your capacity, increase your capacity, whatever. But try to live a balanced life. Have hobbies. While you are learning, try to make sure that you have at least one source of income so you don't die of hunger. Have friends, have relationships. Don't kill yourself. Work hard, but don't kill yourself. Work hard, work smart, but don't kill yourself for real. And don't try to compress. You really cannot cheat time. It takes time to learn stuff. So give yourself the time that it takes to learn all of these things. Okay, and all of these tips will work. They are like, I don't know if they are that obvious. I don't know, but they work for me. These are the things I do. Now they work for me. I use them to learn different things. I actually just got a guitar and I'm trying to learn how to. You will see. Seriously, these are the tips I use and they work. They work a lot. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to this episode of this video. It was nice having you here. Subscribe to my channel. Again, I beg you, as usual, subscribe and hit the notification bell, please. So I can get more of this content when next I post. I'm not trying to seduce you to subscribe anything, subscribe and like this video too, because if you don't like this video, it means you don't like me. If you don't like me, you're weird. So yeah, bye. See you in the next video. Bye. 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 Oh, okay.